Picture a young queen, trapped in a loveless marriage to a king descending into madness. This isn't just a dramatic movie plot, it's the real, tragic story of Queen Caroline Matilda of Denmark and King Christian VII. In the 18th century Danish court, Caroline was isolated and miserable. Her husband, King Christian, was known for his erratic, bizarre behavior, leaving her feeling utterly alone. The kingdom was in chaos, and the king's mental illness was an open secret that everyone was afraid to address. Then, a new figure arrived at court, a German doctor named Johann Struensee. He was hired to treat the king, and he was brilliant, charismatic, and a man of the Enlightenment. Unlike the rigid courtiers, Struensee actually listened to Caroline. He saw her not just as a queen, but as a lonely young woman desperate for connection and intellectual companionship. For the first time, Caroline felt understood. A deep bond formed between them, blossoming from shared ideas and mutual comfort into a passionate, secret love affair. For a brief period, their influence soared. As the king's condition worsened, Struensee effectively became the de facto ruler of Denmark, with Caroline by his side. Together, they enacted radical reforms, championing freedom of the press, abolishing torture, and helping the poor. They were building a better, more modern Denmark. But their power and their love was built on a fragile foundation. They made powerful enemies within the old aristocracy, who were furious at losing their privileges and scandalized by the queen's affair with a common doctor. The ending was as swift as it was brutal. In a palace coup, Struensee was arrested, accused of usurping the king's power and having an affair with the queen. He was publicly executed in a gruesome display meant to restore the old order. Caroline Matilda was stripped of her title, separated from her children, and exiled, never to see Denmark or her lover again. She died just a few years later at the age of 23. It's a heartbreaking story of a love born from neglect and loneliness, a brief moment of hope and reform, ultimately crushed by the unyielding hand of power. Their tale reminds us that behind the grandeur of history are real people with desires, dreams, and devastating tragedies. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, please like this video and subscribe for more hidden histories. See you next time.